Of course we're not
Now we
live.
are.
Now we are.
Oh, AJ is the worst.
Hey,
Hey everybody, and
word.
welcome. We are already off the rail. Welcome to another episode of Off the Rail. I am Tom, Hollywood Tom and Tom, and of course I have Truck Stop Burrito, Mr. USC Garb over here. We can talk about that a little bit later on. But we have a very special guest. Little bit different setup today. We actually have somebody who I'm excited to talk to, and not AJ. Her name is Samantha Perry, and she's a lot more talented than either myself or AJ. She
Oh,
is
by
a
like a lot.
No.
By like
she
a lot.
by so much more. She is not only a former quarter horse jockey. She is the paddock host up at Monmouth and track analysis. And she still you still work out with horses, correct?
Yeah, yep, I do. It's hard to get away from. I put away my racing tech, but you just can't ever get out of the horse business at all. It seems like.
And your work, you're working with Brendan Walsh.
Yeah, so I worked for Brennan for over a year and a half. Right before I got this job at Monmouth, I was with him at Keeneland and then Churchill, and then I was like flying back and galloping during the week until Churchill closed, and so that was a really fun team to be a part of.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
the past few weeks, I've been working for Colts Neck Stables. It's getting a little chilly for me now, though. I'm a fair weather rider now.
I can imagine the layers. And then
Yes.
layers don't work when you're riding.
No, not at all.
That's for sure. Where is home base now?
So right now, well, I'm originally from Oklahoma, but I'm in Tinton Falls now, New Jersey. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it has been. I'm in Delaware. It's got the
Being
past
cold.
couple days have gotten a little bit too chilly for me.
Yeah,
But
me too.
well, we are excited to have you, Samantha, and
Oklahoma obviously isn't the place to be right now.
not unless let's say not unless you're an Oklahoma State fan. They're going to the playoffs. But
yeah, we're excited.
Well, we're here to talk about horses, not football, Mr. USC.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
I gotta get in there. I dressed to the nines for this, man.
That's all well and good. I used to work at USC. Whoop-de-doo. I did.
Never gonna lose a college football game ever again. But okay.
Well,
it's horse racing. Let's go.
We are here to and we're here to talk about one of my favorite tracks that fans of Off the Rail know is I still call it Philadelphia Park, but to be politically correct, we call it Parx Racing. And there is a carryover for this Big Five Philly Pick Five, somewhere in the neighborhood of $124,000. So that's about $123,300 some odd dollars more than I have in my TV&G account. So I think it if I ever said it, I think it'll be pretty good. But
it would look great in there, yeah.
Yes, but hey, yeah, it didn't nobody's hit it for the past couple weeks, and it's still going, and we have a lot of good races. It's been cold, so we might see some scratches. Well, it looks like it's going to be dry, but we might just have some scratches that gets closer to post time. So with this pick five starts with race 6. AJ, do you want to do the honors and tell us about the race?
Yes, I will. I am actually super excited about what we're about to do because I looked at this card and I am a fan. I think there's prices to be had, and I think there's money to be won. That being said, let's start at race 6. We are going a 1.70 on the dirt. This is a 7.5K claiming race for 3-year-olds and up. Tom, would you like to start us out, or you want me to?
I can go. Like you said, AJ, I see prices in this in the sequence. I don't see any prices in this race particularly. I am going to start with, and I won't be ashamed to admit it. I've gotten one of these before. I am starting with the 3 Manny Petty. I like Dexter in the irons. He's got she, I should say, excuse me, has a great combination of the speed and also got that late kick. And we're going 1.70 miles. You have to look at that who can come up off the pace. and definitely the class of the race. Sometimes, like I always say, sometimes pace makes the race, but sometimes class makes the race. And I like another filly. The other filly I like here is Go Metro Girl. Won at Parx just about a month ago, November 3rd. Knows how to run at this distance, which is very important. We're seeing a couple other routers in this race, but has won it a mile and 70 yards. And Adam Bowman is one of those jockeys that is off the radar, but he is having a great October, November, and I think he's doing really good things. Lost to Manny Petty I think 2 races ago, but that was a good race. So I went short here because you'll see I'm going long in a couple of the other races. I just went 3-5.
All right, so I'll go second because just to kind of play off of that, I'm 1,000% on board with Manny Petty. Manny Petty, I'm a Naira guy, and this is a horse I have seen a lot of times. I do like Manny Petty a lot in this situation, 9-5. But to say there's not a price in this race, I think you're wrong, because I think the 1 could be a price here, especially at 10-1.
JT Service, one of my favorite trainers.
Yeah, Service right now, and especially to the first time in the barn is rated 87, according to Timeform, which
I like that.
Obviously, if no one's familiar with Timeform, but 87 out of 100, that's a pretty good rating for the first time with a trainer. This horse has the numbers to back it up, mostly on the turf, but at the same time has been competitive the couple times it's been on the turf, on the dirt before. So at 10-1, yes, I love Manny Petty. I think it could possibly be a single, but if I'm going to throw another horse in there, it's going to be the 1 for a price at 10-1.
That's a good analysis. We've also had somewhat of a golden rail over there at Parx for the past month or so.
Not today though. Not today.
Not today.
Today, I feel like I didn't see the 1 horse win ever any time.
So you just you went 1-3, AJ?
I went 1-3.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right.
Okay,
So-
well,
There it
I'm
is.
against Manny Petty.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I think that the weight off this filly last time helped a bit. Had the 10-pound apprentice on,
Mhm.
and I think that she could be a bounce candidate in this race. We see her throw a good race, and then she'll run just an average 4th or 5th, and she'll run a second, and then she'll bounce again. So if she does anything like kind of her pattern has been, I'm against her. So I'm really like the 6. I'm surprised were none of you guys on the 6 at all. Ruben Silvera, he's been doing
He's been
very
on
well
fire.
lately, and the horse has been in the try the last 4 outs for her, so she's consistent. I like the draw for her there. I know the rail has been pretty hot lately, but I think that the 6 looks pretty nice in this spot here. Was beat by Manny Petty last time, but horses in this range, is 7,500 range, they all take turns beating each other, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the New York claimers, New York bred claimers up at any racetrack in Naira. When you're a New York bred, you get beat by every single other New York bred. Every
Mhm.
single.
Sure.
That's
That's so true. Yeah.
It's like the NFC Central. The Vikings are always going to beat the Packers one.
There is
one,
no
one
NFC
time.
Central anymore. But okay, good call.
But my point is it's the
and no,
the familiar
the Vikings don't beat the
familiarity.
Packers every time. I would say
Once a
it's
year.
more-
Once a year. Anyway. Okay.
Very, very wrong by Tom there, but good
Our
try.
our guy Armchair likes the 6. Do you have it? Are you singling?
No, I'm going 6 and 5
Okay.
in the first.
6 and
I'm
5.
tossing the 3 completely. I
Okay.
Ooh.
might not be a great idea, but I'm on the 3 and the 5. And Adam Bowman, have you guys ever seen him in person?
No.
Oh gosh, he's great. He's so little.
Yeah, I have seen him once or two, but just in the paddock. I haven't really talked to him or anything like
Yeah.
that. But
Can I
yeah,
ask you a question?
I'm like 6'3", so yeah, they're all tiny to me.
Got it. I am also over 6'2". So, can I ask you a question though? Like when you're in these like horizontal wagers like this, especially at a track like this where God knows who can come in, because it feels like that's how Parks is all the time. I
Mhm.
mean, are you just trying to stay alive as long as you can to get to the last couple races, or like what's your strategy here?
Yeah, I mean, because it does suck when you get out the very first leg.
Right.
I mean, so usually in the first leg, you cover yourself a little bit more, and then maybe find a single second or third leg in. And then in the last race, especially like with this sequence here, this maiden claiming 10,000, it's an all race for me.
Right.
Because I mean, if you've got the money to do it, and we're obviously chasing that carryover here, it's an all race.
Yeah, because I played it today, obviously, and did not do super well. Like I hit good prices, and then all of a sudden I'm out. You know, it's kind of how every single sequence I played today was like I had a good price going into a certain leg, and then I was out. I mean, that's just how it all played.
Yeah,
out.
and speed was really good today too. So
yeah, early speed was massive.
Yep. So, you kind of I don't follow Parks that closely, so I don't know how great it is like one day to the next. But I was looking for that today. I mean, looking at
after the first race, I think that was the key is find what you can get early.
This time of year, especially in this part of the country, and AJ, you can even attest to it where you live. Day to day, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be like 7, almost 10 degrees warmer tomorrow, and that the track could play different. It's not. We're not California racing. We're not Texas racing. We're in the middle. We're in the middle Atlantic, and you never
weather racing.
Yeah, you never know, and it could be speed. Speed's a factor today. It probably will be a factor tomorrow.
Speed looked very good today. I mean, I think that's something notable to bring up for the people who want to bet this tomorrow. Early speed, and I mean, it looked very good.
I could see it. I could see it. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, and that will only make it better. So
yeah, make it better.
Cool. All right. Well, moving on to race 7. Since AJ, you don't like me how I introduction.
Yeah, let me introduce it because you don't know how to. Let's move on to race 7, which is a starter allowance race for $2,500,000. This is a race for 3-year-olds and up, and we are going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Tom, would you want to lead us off?
Sure. Yeah, 7 furlong. This race is my favorite of the sequence. It has a lot of good horses, a lot of horses that I've seen in person, either at Delaware or at Parx. This was a tough one for me, but we start. Thank you, Triple Clowns, a horse racing podcast. We start at the beginning. We're going to start with 1, Lease. We mentioned the rail. I like the patterns of this where this horse is going. He's going in the right direction. He's finishing 3, 2, 1. Next logical step. He's going exactly where he should be. He's got Paco back in the irons. And the last time out, he didn't win, but he just got nipped at the end. I like that. I like that one. And I also went with the 2 horse, Charles Safari. He gets Kenrick back up in the irons. I didn't like the last race out. Waited a little bit too long to make the move. I don't think it was the horse's fault. I don't blame jockeys for anything. So it was just it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best combo last time out. But I don't hold that against. I don't hold that against the 2. The horse obviously likes it running here as well. And let's keep on going. Like I said, I'm going a little bit deep here. I went with the 8 American Unity. It's Jamie Ness is just pulling in some beast from the Midwest, and this is the second off the claim. Got Ruben in the irons. Ruben won 5 yesterday, and he is in a zone. Jamie and Ruben are a pretty dangerous combination, and I also went with Jeopardy James. I think D Rest had that horse. Saw that horse at Delaware. It's a good horse. I'm not too worried about the layoff that it had. It's got a pretty decent dropping class. And I went 1, 2, 8, and 3.
That's it.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm gonna spend money to make some money.
Look! I say that's it because you missed the winner.
I probably did.
The
Yeah.
sixth?
Well, no.
Which
guys, the horse has got the best jockey in the race.
Not Paco Lopez, not Kenrick.
No,
Okay.
that would be the 5. Carol Cedeno on the 5.
Carol. Okay.
Let's go. Come on, judicial mandate. The way this horse has ran the last 2 races, and you're going to tell me this horse doesn't get a shot here with probably the most talented jockey we're going to see all day.
Hey,
and Carol Cedeno.
Carol,
because I know what she can do.
Carol,
Thank you very much.
Carol is literally AJ's favorite jockey.
Yes, my favorite jockey
or female. And yeah, with Carol back in the irons, that's
just missed last time out after winning a 25 claimer. The time before, this horse looks like it's peaking, and this is a 3-year-old. I mean, it's going to continue to get better. Like, there's no early speed in this race.
None.
I mean, this horse, Carol could get loose on the lead here and just steal this thing. I think that's a great play at 6-1. I really do. I did go with the 4 Jeopardy James, and then I took the 6 as well. Just given the fact that this horse has been around, Keeneland, Gulfstream, Churchill, and been around every single time. I think this horse will be in the mix there somewhere. So I went 4, 5, 6.
Interesting takes, AJ.
I mean, I agree. This is probably the best race in the sequence here. I mean, the most competitive one. And AJ, you say about early speed, the number 5 judicial mandate. This horse has ability to rate a little bit if Carol wants, or she can send the horse. But Paco's so aggressive, and him from the rail, he's going to send that horse quick out of the gate there. And that's why I lean more towards the 1. I mean, Paco Lopez right now, first off, he's got 300 wins this year. Irad Ortiz has 327, and they're the only 2 right now leading by wins. And Paco's going from Parx to Gulfstream, back and forth. And his agent is smart. He's not going to send him to Parx to put him on. They've got their choice here, and at 9-2, I think it's a good play. I know he's going to be aggressive. Obviously, on the turf, this horse has had higher numbers. In that off the turf event, 2 back was just, but it produced 2 next out winners. So I like the fact of that. Ran 3rd against 2 next out winners. But and the 6 is interesting too. But the only thing about the 6 that I don't like is the horse is winless this year. And that kind of worries me. The last win came February 22nd of 2020. But blinkers on for this trainer, Penny Pierce, 33%.
I would argue it's faced a lot better in that time than what it's seen today.
It did, but let me ask you this: as long as we're talking about that 6, does anybody really want it? It's just it might be a condition of the race kind of thing. But in the past couple of years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate trainers.
Yeah. And
it's been claimed 5 times, I should say.
Well, the horse can't claim that it got claimed. You don't know nothing about that.
But you look at who claims it. Okay, Chris Hartman. He is incredible at the claiming game. Mike Maker, and they all can't get the horse to win.
Yeah, because they only had one opportunity.
I mean, yeah, Pletcher had him.
I mean, it ain't his fault he lost. Like, what
It's
is
not
the
his-
weird? What is the one of the weirdest rules in all of sports outside of the Texas coin flip for playoffs, like we've seen in Friday Night Lights. I mean, the shake. Oh, okay. Come on. I mean, let's be real. I can't blame the horse for that.
No, you can't. I agree. And horses are very much products of their environment. So I mean, and that makes a big difference. So
Very
I mean,
fair.
we'll see if tomorrow is his day. I mean, but they're taking a shot, throwing the blinkers on. The last time he had him on was with Mike Maker. Then they took him off, and now they're putting him back on. He's 5 years old. I mean, I think they're just throwing things out and seeing what sticks now with him. He could win.
I won't argue.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Smart man, yeah.
I won't argue. I'm looking for prices, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you look at the 8, Jamie Ness on fire, Ruben Silvera on fire, but you think like, when does that fire run out with a horse like this? Ran a massive race last time.
Mm-hmm.
When does that stop? The roll has to stop at some point.
That's true.
And that horse is going to take a lot of money. So as far as value,
there's no value to it. It's
exactly
more
there isn't.
For not singling, not going to play the race individually, just part of the sequence. Yeah, it'll go off even money or worse.
Yeah.
So are you just doing Paco this race?
I'm on the 1, 4, and 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The layoff did I know you said the layoff didn't worry you. It worries me just a little bit. I horses coming from Colonial to Parx, have they been running well? Those horses?
Wait,
that's a good question.
Are you talking about the 4?
Talking about the 4?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 4's got the best numbers in the race.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the question?
Well, horses coming from Colonial to Parx, how have they been running?
They ran one race at Colonial, I believe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was 5 on the grass,
right.
Not that horses.
Yeah, I would throw that. Okay, so
you kind of toss that race, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm looking at that, I could throw that out and then look at what it's done in the dirt. And then, honestly, the biggest concern to me is Jamie Rodriguez riding the horse without Ness being the trainer, because I don't know if he can win without Ness. It seems like at this point in time, because every time I watch him, if it's not Ness Rodriguez, then I don't know. I mean, his numbers seem very inflated to me.
He has been, and I've seen Rodriguez run a lot. He's not. I'm not his biggest fan. He thinks he's bad.
I would venture to guess a lot of people aren't his biggest fan.
He always tries to come off the pace way too much, and it doesn't work. I mean, he got the Delaware Jockey title this past year. He's a good jockey. I'm not talking trash, but I don't like his riding style, I'll say.
And look, there's a lot of people I would imagine who are on board with you, where it almost seems like when you see Jamie Rodriguez winning at 20% a clip, it's 15% of the time he's with
Cadillac,
Jamie Ness, or good trainers.
Yeah.
It almost seems inflated, to the point where it's like you can't trust that number like you can with a lot of other jockeys.
Yep, we'll see. We shall see.
You're only as good as the horse that's under you.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sometimes you get a Cadillac. Sometimes you get a Ford Fiesta. All right, race 8. Moving along.
Yeah. Let's
What do we
move
have
on to
here?
race 8. We are on the dirt. It is an $8,000 claiming race for 3-year-olds and up. This race is going a mile on the dirt. Who wants to lead us off here? Samantha? Samantha, lead us off.
All right.
Yeah.
So this was a spread race for me. The number 2, I kicked it off with Jamie Ness, Nick Juarez in the irons. This horse has won 10 wins in Parx, so 10 out of 13 of his wins have been here at Parx. So obviously the horse likes to track. And an old 7-year-old, you can't knock a horse like this. He's been around. He knows the game. I like the speed here, but which version of him are we going to get? Are we going to get the version at Delaware? Or are we going to get the version that he ran last time? You
Right.
worry about that a little bit. But he's in a spot where he belongs. Yes. Yep. And as you know, that could be a good thing for him. And I like Nick, was very familiar with him over the summer at Monmouth. He does a good job. And this horse is where he belongs. So I like that a lot. And then I went to the 5. Borsa Vento, Michael Pino, the trainer. The only thing about the 5 that worries me, and we were kind of talking earlier about horses being claimed. This horse has been claimed his last 4 outs. So there's just no consistency really with him. And that kind of worries me a little bit. I mean, he's been running good off of those claims, but you still kind of wonder, I think that if this horse runs back to kind of his summer form, I like the early speed. Well, he's actually kind of been speed. He was speed in his last out too. And I think that that's going to help a lot for tomorrow as well. So that's a good thing.
Horse.
Huh?
Has been a busy horse. He's running.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's run a lot just in September.
Yeah, no kidding. And horses like this that are 7 years old and running at this level, you don't do a lot of training on them. You just run them. And that's it. And that's just kind of all they do. Obviously he doesn't have a lot of works. Why would you? He's running every other week or so. And then this number 7, Classified Info, I think if he gets the lead is going to be tough here. This is a race that had some speed actually. So you wonder if these all are going to get into a speed duel and somebody will come close off of it.
Yeah. Again, with two of my favorite jocks in there, with Ruben on that 7. And then with the 5, that's Michael Sanchez, who he's been. I really like that kid. He won the Maryland Millions. He just won another stakes race up at Naira, AJ, over the weekend. So he is a young, one of those off the radar guys that has really been pushing it and has been, as the results have been fantastic. And really, I'm sure Samantha can attest to, really, really a nice kid.
Yeah. Yep. Got to watch him at Monmouth. And yeah, like you say, kind of under the radar too, which is nice to see because you can get a price on him.
Yep. All right. So I have you down 257, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We'll put out all of our picks tomorrow and just want to make sure I get them all right.
Yep.
Who do you have, AJ?
Oh yeah, let me go. I am all in on the 2. The 2, factor this in. I don't know if you remember this, but we bet this horse before on this show.
Yes, we
on
did.
October 30th.
Sure did. I had that
on October 30th.
Yep.
And this horse did not win. It did get second.
No.
But it got second to a very good horse at the time, who went on to run even a better number than what we've seen in that race. So I'm going to give this horse a chance to redeem itself. I do believe that this is maybe the class of this race. So the 2 is
Yep.
1,000% still on my ticket. That being said, I love the 4 as well because when I look at the 4, I look at the 4 while it was under Jamie Ness's care, won the
It was a
10K
beast.
won the 10K claimer with a massive number, got claimed, and then they threw it up to an allowance level race, and it didn't do as well. But look, we're back to an 8,000 claimer. Like, I think this horse at 4-1, I think looks very well. There's no reason to me that this horse can't win this race, especially with Rivera back in the set.
Yep.
Rivera, not the first. Okay, sorry, I was looking at that wrong. There's still, yeah, 2 different jockeys,
Rubens,
but their names look the same. Regardless, Rivera looks good enough to me
You're
to
the
still
worst.
win this race. Yep, awful, the worst. I only went 2-4 here. Yeah,
Okay.
She brought up classified info. I actually thought if there's any horse that I was going to include in like exotics and possibly on my ticket was going to be the 8. The 8 at 8-1 seems to look like it's in every single race it ever runs, whether it be 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 1st, doesn't matter. This horse is always placing, like in a ridiculous amount at 8 years old. So underneath, I'm playing at 8.
Okay, cool. Of course, I picked the 2. We don't need to go down that avenue again. I think we might have a very special guest popping on.
No,
I can go to my picks a little bit later on.
Don't let him in.
He is coming in. He is now a veteran of Off the Rail.
Look at this.
What's going on?
Hey.
Chris Rivers. Wow.
What's going on? You guys are interrupting my nap and dinner time over here. What's going
you're
on?
a little
What's
late
going
to
on
this
in
show too, by the way.
Thanks for popping on. Special guest. I mentioned that you put Samantha and I in contact, so I appreciate that, Chris.
Yeah, so you guys been saying nothing but good stuff and giving out winners and good selections. And how's the show been going? I'm just popping in to get an update.
I'd give it like a 5 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
AJ was talking about USC a little bit too much. I had to remind him it was a horse show. So there was
man.
You know, can we talk football for just 1 second?
Yes.
I am not.
You can talk whatever you want to.
I am not fully in the camp that this Lincoln Riley hire is going to work.
Well, you'd be wrong. You'd be very wrong.
All right. It was a solid move that he was recruiting literally, hours after his press conference. So I do like that.
I mean, you're talking about a program who had Clay Helton at the helm for the last 7 years. 6 years.
It is. Yeah.
He's outlasted more athletic directors than he has.
Man.
I mean, when do you see that?
But man, coming from Oklahoma, what from the South? Who do we know coming from Oklahoma in the South? And what are they?
Oklahoma,
easy.
Look, I mean, he scared Brian Kelly out of a job. Brian Kelly, who had been at Notre Dame for how many years, he knows his only good win of the year is USC. And what did he do? He left for LSU. He's scared.
Wow.
USC,
we'll see. It might work out.
From a recruiting standpoint, may never win may never lose another football game ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
They did promise a packed stadium at the Coliseum. That remains to be seen. We'll have to see.
I don't believe it.
This next season it will be.
But talking horse racing,
they still got the same kids there. They still have got the same kids. It's not like a coach is going to bring and sell out that massive stadium.
Well, Lincoln Riley had already recruited 4 or 5 5-star recruits, and now they're all going to go to.
Okay, we'll see. NIL deals have changed the game significantly, but I just wanted to pop in, guys, see what was going on, see if I could help you in the handicapping scenarios. How is young
we
Samantha
need all the help we
with
can
her
get.
picks and her selections?
She's
very, very solid. I think. I guess we'll see tomorrow, but hey, she makes a lot of sense. She almost convinced me to. She almost persuaded me to change one of my picks in one of the first couple of races. So she is a good salesperson as well as a good capper.
I don't know about
That's
that.
good.
You might
That's
say
what we
something
do.
different after tomorrow, Tom. We'll see.
Hey, I don't know. I told AJ before I didn't have a lot of money in my account yesterday, and I thought I was going to have to put something in, but I got it with D Rapper won that. I'm friends with the owner Troy with Jamie, and it was like it went from down here. It was like the stock market report went down from down here. I got that. Then I got the next Kazakta. It just kept on going up and up and up. I'm like, all right, I'm not putting any money in my account. I'm just, I'm taking this momentum and going with it.
Chris, where are you? You look like you're backstage, about ready to like go out and like
here's
play
the thing.
like an actor on stage to do something.
I am. It's my second career. I'm in a musical, actually. A lot of people don't know that. No,
okay.
last time I came on the show, I had a good spot picked out, and then my dog went crazy, and then I had to go chasing him around the room. And you guys were like, "Oh, is he gone? Did he leave? Where did he go?" And then you guys had to fill. So I don't want to do that. So I wanted to get a quiet spot away from everything and close the door, locked it. We're good to go for a few minutes so I could check in with you guys. I didn't know that I was going to run into the Coliseum and fight on Trojans littered all over the page. But I know that Samantha G is hooking up all the good picks in here. The Philly. Oh, God. It's getting worse. The show's getting worse. Talking about the Cowboys now. But
no, the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Yeah, this show only goes downhill. I mean, it always starts here and then it just ends.
I am a man, and I am 40. Mike Gundy reference for you there.
Philly
Big Five, approaching 150,000 in that carryover. It's a jackpot bet. I know you guys got involved. Sixth race looks tough. That sixth race is kind of a big puzzle for me. It's 7 furlongs. I think the seventh race is another one where you take a look at that field, and I think you can make a case for quite a few runners in there. That was a tough part of the puzzle. If you're looking for a single, how many of you guys are single and still alive in the ninth? I mean, it's kind of an interesting one because it's a rail draw, Paco Lopez, for a barn like Guadalupe that knows how to get it done. And it's kind of interesting because you might single still alive, and hopefully you're still alive at that point. Right?
I had considered that. Yeah, I went deep in race 10, and I ran deep in 7 and 10, and I had still alive as a single. The one.
Yeah, and then there's only one single on the card, guys. That's race 6. That's race 6. And that's the number 5.
Who? Go Metro Girl?
No, Judicial Mandate. Carol Cedeno.
That's not race 6.
Race 6. No, race 7. Sorry.
Race 7.
Race 7. Single to 5. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Single to 5 Judicial Mandate.
Yeah, Carol Cedeno is the best jockey at Parx at the time.
He loves Carol, which I love her too. But
that's a solid single. It's an aggressive single in that one. I will say for race number 10, Tequila Made Me Do It is also a very tough favorite to kind of trust in that spot. I think that favorite, if you've seen that 3-year-old gelding run, Jomar Torres is going to be in the saddle, so there is a jock change there, but I just don't know. It's hard to trust that horse because he's had a lot of chances at it. He always looks like a winner when they're coming around to the top of the stretch, and he just doesn't get the job done. So
he doesn't want to win.
He likes to run behind horses. He likes to kind of just get the minor placings.
Look, I went 4 deep there, but the fact that you think one of my choices is a single, I love it. Let's go.
I think he's just saying that to make you feel good, AJ.
No, that was one of my 4 choices.
That's what, it's the Make-A-Wish thing. We tell AJ what he wants to hear.
We're going to race 9. What do you got, race 9?
Race 9's another one. It's tough. That's where I say, from a single standpoint, maybe you're looking at the one still alive. I think that's going to be a single on a lot of people's tickets there. The horse is coming back at 25. The horse had shown speed, fade. You get Paco, you get a beaten favorite angle. There's just a lot to like for you to be able to single. I thought the 6 cents a million, if you could figure out, is that speed figure way too low? You don't often see a horse win by 11 3/4 lengths and get a low number like that. The horse needed that drop down to 12.5. but now they jump up to 25. I don't know, man. There's something to like there. The horses won 2 out of the last 3, so maybe if you wanted to spread a little bit, you got to find spots, especially with this wager, because it is a jackpot bet. You got to find your spots where you take a real strong case against some of these runners in here, to where you say, look, I'm going to chuck the favorite, and I don't like it in this spot. I think there are some spots where you can do that. I think the 10th looks like that type of race to close things out with the maidens. I think the first 2 legs of that sequence are really hard. I think there's just horses that we've seen on this circuit that it could kind of be their day to be in the winner's circle. And, you just got to kind of see how it all pans out on the racetrack.
No one's concerned about the speed duel at the front of the 9th race, with the 7 maybe getting up there and just being kind of that horse.
In the 9th?
In the 9th.
The 7?
Blue Shine's been showing a lot of speed going 2 turns. We're back at 7 furlongs, so that would be my only.
But even at a mile and 70, this horse is gone out and trying to beat the horse.
I agreed. I feel like sprinter speed versus 2-turn speed is just, they're 2 different types of scenarios. I don't know. Sam, you could probably chime in on this because you've ridden. I mean, I just think that the horses, when they cut back in distance from a mile or a mile and 70 back to 7 furlongs, even though they've been showing speed, I don't necessarily see them on the front end, because they are facing some sprinters in here, like a Still Alive that comes out of a 6 furlong race that can go 22 and 2 and 45. That's significantly quicker than Blue Shine is going to go early on. Sweet Maggie May does not have speed. Centerfold Angel is putting the blinkers on. Maybe that one shows some speed. Sense a Million has shown that this one can stalk. But again, that's at 2 turns, mile and 70. So I just think that's it's how do I like the stretch out speed versus how do I like the routers coming back and cutting back in distance. I think the morning line is spot on here. I think you'll see 9 to 5. I think you'll probably see maybe even a lower number, because it's Paco, it's Guadalupe, it's connections that you're familiar with. You'll see
Paco on the rail.
Take some action.
Well,
like we talked about earlier with Paco on the rail. I think, what was it, Samantha? I think that was race 7 with Lee.
Yeah, he's going to be aggressive. Yeah,
very, very aggressive, and I like him. He'd ride his own mother into the rail.
Guys, we already know who the winner of race 7 is. It's not.
Here we go again.
It's Carol. Not even close. I'm actually just a little upset that Chris decided to pop in at the specific time when I felt very good about my picks. And then all of a sudden, he just breaks down the last 2 races. It's like, nah, you're not going to win.
Well,
no. Look, some days we're right, some days we're wrong. I'm going to be wrong more times than I'm going to be right. But now that you get...
Yeah, but you're going to be right more of the times that I'm going to be right.
Can we record and print that section of the show? That was...
It's plug for a quick plug for Parx too. You guys are getting stakes races towards the end of the month, right? Of December.
Yeah. So we have got. So we added 5 stakes races to the end of the schedule. It was interesting too. We have the nursery coming up next week, PA Breds for 2-year-olds. That stakes race actually went from 100,000 to 200,000 because PHBA and getting involved with the horses and everything that they're doing with the PA Bred program is just continuing to ascend. So they raised that purse 100,000. We've added 5 stakes races to the end of the year on the 28th and the 29th. On December 27th, on that Monday, we may have a special guest joining me to co-host, guest handicap, be on site, give some selections, be on out of the gate. She may be sitting very close to us in this screen right now, but we may be giving you a hint that there's somebody that may be on site on the 27th.
Right.
But Samantha G. Perry, she's going to be joining us sometimes and being able to handicap and just hang out and talk to us at Parx and give us some more insight, because people get sick of this and hearing this constantly at Parx. And so it's nice to bring in new voices, new opinions, get people that know a lot about the horses and what's going on. When you see a horse in the paddock and whatnot, it's going to be a little chilly, so we're going to have a conversation about if she's going to be down in the paddock.
How we do that, yeah.
Doing previews, but look forward to that. But we got the holiday racing schedule. It's going to be 5 stakes races, $100,000 each. The Mrs. Claus, the Chris Kringle, and the Blitzen. And then we've got the Futurity and the Juvenile coming up on the 29th. So, yeah, man, it's a good time to be at Parx. Things have been rolling. like always, I appreciate you guys and your coverage and getting involved and wanting to look at the Philly Big Five and get involved with the bettors and talk about some racing. And I'm glad I could jump in during my intermission from my musical that I'll be going back to performing here very shortly.
Well,
I knew it.
Good luck with Little Shop of Horrors, or West Side Story, whatever it is up there in Ben Salem. But no, thank you. Yeah, I just sent it to you. So if you have time, hop on. I know you're friendly with Samantha. So yeah, good luck.
Well, look,
rest those vocal cords.
No, I appreciate it. I'm pointing the wrong way, but let me tell you about something about Samantha G. Perry. What I will tell you is she's new at what she's doing and getting involved in what she's done at Monmouth Park, and the fact that she's come from on the racetrack. You know, she's been a rider, she's experienced it, and now she's coming to the other side to be able to handicap and give her knowledge and give her insight. And when she reached out, we were just talking back and forth about getting more involved in the game and finding out how we can get her voice out there more and talk to more people and just kind of get more involved. I like people that want to work and want to strive for something. So it's important to bring in those new voices. And she's one of those young and up and coming voices. And if she picks no winners on this show, don't hold it against her.
I'm never allowed back here.
Well, listen, do you think AJ ever picks winners? And I invite him back every week. Well, Randy and Sarah met you.
How many pick fives you hit on this show? I'm just saying.
Met you at the Breeders' Cup. Randy and Sarah did.
Yep.
So you'll get. Yeah, I think Sarah will probably reach out to you, get you on their Monday show.
Oh yeah, we'll be probably. Yeah, she'll be on again for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and Chris, thank you. I appreciate it. Always good advice from Master Chris.
No master here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let you guys do your show. Good luck to Lincoln Riley. Good luck to you guys. Thanks, Tom. Samantha.
Chris, good luck.
I'll see you guys.
Good luck tomorrow, buddy.
Enjoy the Philly Big Five tomorrow. First post time 12:10. All right. I'm out of here, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
goodbye.
Soundbite right there.
There you go.
4650 soundbite.
That was awesome. By the way.
There's Chris Griffin. You know what? You don't get that anywhere else. The announcer of Parx just stops in, talks about Lincoln Riley, and sings goodbye. Where the hell else are you getting that? Nowhere else except for Off the Rail on Tuesday. So, moving on.
I don't even know where we're at.
Yeah, what race are we on now?
We can go to race 9. I like the 2 and 6, but let's go to race 9.
Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Race 9 on Parx. This is Wednesday, December 1st still. It is a 25K claimer for 3-year-olds and up, and we are going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Anybody want to volunteer to start that off?
Well, I have a question. I want
okay.
to hear you guys' opinion on something. Do you prefer a horse going a 2-turn mile to 7 furlongs, or going from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs?
6 to 7.
6 to 7.
Yeah.
And then I like the gradual more so.
Depending on how they are at a mile, I guess. But I mean, if they look like a pure sprinter, like going a mile or anything else, I mean, you give them consideration. But if they're a sprinter, it's sort of like, okay, so like Gamine is my favorite horse of all time, right? And she looked like she could, like a sprinter. She could win at 6, 5, 7, a mile and 16th. It didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you're a sprinter, you're a sprinter. If you're going to go longer, you're going to go longer. I think you can kind of tell watching them run.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my opinion, but
and it depends on the trainer as well too. I think to see what they're doing. Is it just did they put them in here just because of the condition of the race, or in just to there's so much, and I've evolved. I'm still not a great handicapper, but things like that. It's like one question, but there's like 5 subset questions
that you can add on to it, yeah.
That you can add on to it.
But even like a mile, do you think they can't get 7? I mean, it seems there's this weird kind of gap there where, like, I mean, I think you could be a great 7 furlong if you're really good at a mile, not necessarily one or the other.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, I would rather see one go from 6 to 7, but it's unfortunate because not a lot of tracks can run the 7 furlong distance, and some that is the perfect distance. Yeah. So
that's true.
You know, it's great to get to see it here at Parx, and that I think that kind of sets Parx apart from a lot of different tracks is we get to see that.
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
Great setup. Because that being said, what do you got here?
I want to single the one here, but before we came on, I started looking at this race a little bit more, and this is a tough one. I know, Tom, you said the 2 Sweet Maggie May, and at first glance, I thought there's no way. But second off a layoff here, that's one of my favorite angles to play. And we just excuse that last race? She's not in for any more of a drop, so it's not like they're trying to get rid of her. They obviously think she's competitive. Nick Juarez in the irons, and so that's going to be a tough horse. And then Jamie Ness's 5, that horse will not go off at 3 to 1. No. There's no way here. Ruben Silvera. But I don't know, the horse is non-winners of 4. That horse can run in that condition. And a lot of these other ones have won more than that. So I like Paco's chances here. This is one where I would either take 2 or single, and I think for value-wise and trying to keep a cheaper ticket, I would just single the 1 in this race. What about you guys?
Singling it for you're going to single it?
Yeah, I'm going to single. Okay, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Ooh, love it. Not doing it, but I love it.
I'm going to do the same, just and then we can get to AJ. I'm going to do the same. Yeah. I had the 3, but I'm realizing the cost of my ticket. I did like that 3 a lot. It's been running with a lot better company down in the AJ's fancy tracks like Keeneland. But he's not just a ham and egger running up here in the Mid-Atlantic. But no, I did like the 3. But 1, the 5, our guy Troy Johnson, friend of the show, friend of mine, owns that 5. I'll see if I can get any insight on that, and I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm happy to see Ruben in the irons. What you have, AJ?
I had none of that. Still Live was one I debated with many times, but the reason I didn't go there was because when you look at the pace scenario of the race, I think maybe that 7 gets out and pushes him a little too much. So that being said, I stayed away from both of those because I like the opportunity of a horse like the 4 picking up the pieces and maybe stealing this. And the horses, I mean, I think one of y'all mentioned the horse. And look, I like this horse kind of in a sitting second or sitting like third, fourth, just a couple lengths off the lead and winning and that happening. And then also too, I like the 3. So I went 3-4 here. And look, you're talking about a centerfold angel. Talking about a Victoria's Secret model as a centerfold. Yes, please. I think the numbers. You were
going to do the 3.
Yeah, the numbers that it's run at Churchill, Keeneland, and then even Turfway, Kentucky Downs, Indiana Grand. This horse has gone everywhere and thrown up numbers that compete with anything anybody else in this race is going to run. You give me the 3rd try at Park. Yeah. Obviously, that first time didn't go as well as I would have imagined they had planned for. Comes back the second time off the claim. Now we get the second time off the claim. I really like the 5-1 shot here, Centerfold Angel.
Andy,
Barrow doing good too. 2 wins yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's just sneaky. They're sneaky. The Pharaohs are 5-1. That's a good price too.
Andy Hernandez had a pretty tough meet at Delaware, but he is really he's doing a lot better up here at Parx. I believe he's still an apprentice, young kid, but he's having a decent meet. Just I know you don't know all the jobs. You only know Carol, AJ, but you've got I do like that. The 3, like I said, was if I'm going to see the structure of my ticket, in closer to post time, I may very well add that 3. So let's go to race 10.
Who knows what scratches will happen?
Yeah, that's true. And you can always add more if something scratches. And like you said, we can say all of this now, but when we get scratches tomorrow, it can.
Well, me and Tom have learned that very well, as we have always done these races, and typically 95% of the time that we handicap races, they go off the turf. So
one time there was a hurricane at Delta Downs.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like 3 scheduled turf races. Yeah. It's like, oh shit. Okay.
Me and Tom have never really handicapped a turf race, to be honest.
As long as nobody gets as long as nobody gets eaten by an alligator down there, we're good. But
we hope anyway. Who knows?
All right, race 10. Let's do it.
Race 10. This is a 3-year-old and older maiden claimer for $10,000. This race is for 7 furlongs, and we are on the dirt. Last race of this pick 5. I'm going to pick Tom. Tom, what do you think?
Okay, I think we talked about it earlier. This is one of those dartboard races. And
that's how this race always goes.
That's why there's always the carryover, because nobody ever hits the maiden race. So I went a little bit deeper on this race than I would like. Started with number 1. No tolerance with Dexter in the irons. Showed some promise last race. Nothing too, obviously didn't win because we're all maidens, but I think the last race was pretty impressive. And the 3, I think Chris mentioned the 3, Tequila, made me do it. He didn't like the 3. I am still going to put it on my ticket despite my better, despite what Chris said. He's got that dirt speed. Again, admirable effort last race out. He looked pretty good. I think he's probably the class of the race. He's got some speed and power. D-Rest likes that Busy Gillespie. That horse I have played one too many times, and I have lost with that horse one too many times. So I hate that horse. I shouldn't say that.
That's fine. There's certain horses I hate too.
As you like to say, AJ, I always think it's one of those horses. I always look at a race. I think it's that horse that's going to pick up the pieces, you like to say, and could very well be here at 7 furlongs. I don't know. But I didn't. With all that said, I will tell you the last horse that I played here was that first timer, the 9, Run Happy Star with Ruben in the irons. I like first timers. It's got a B+ pedigree. Nothing too bad. Nothing great. But it's a maiden, and I like where Happy Star has been. I like the works, and I'm just taking a shot especially with Ruben. I mean, Ruben, like I said earlier, 5 yesterday. I know he had at least 1 today, but so I went 1-3-9.
Okay. Well, I'm not far off of that. And when I say that, I had 2 of the same ones you did, but I'm going to give Samantha she can bet clean up because she's the guest. So here I am, looking at this race and hating every single moment of the fact that my pick 5 has to come down to this race. because here we are. Where I'm confident in 4 to 5. This is not the one I'm confident about. That being said, I went with Tequila Maybe Do It. What a great excuse that is for everything in life. So, yes, please. I got that horse on my ticket. I've got the 8 Busy Gillespie, like DRS said. Horse is also on my ticket. I have got the what I not mentioned yet. I got the 3. Oh, the 7. He runs the line.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, when you're looking at a race like this, it just seems like at any point in time, if I just see a horse who's come up and been competitive, granted on the turf mostly, I think he's capable of winning this type of race. And that being said, I like the chalk on there. 5 to 1, sure, let me get it. And then, yes, I am on the 9. Run Happy Star. You want to know why? Because apparently Run Happy is one of the most popular sires of all time because everyone gets a bonus if that horse wins anything, it feels like. So why not? I am on the 9 as well. So I went 3, 7, 8, 9.
3, 7, 8. How about the 1, the 2, the 3? I mean, 4.
Nope.
Okay.
You give me the 9. I mean, Run Happy apparently is the greatest sire ever.
Cool.
That's what I'm being told by the mainstream media.
Yeah, he had another graded stake winner this past weekend at Churchill.
Yeah, well, the horse is going to be in the Derby. Yeah, I had that horse.
That's great. I mean,
I like that horse.
It's okay, guys. But here's my thing with the first-time starters: drawing the far inside or the far outside. I don't like at all because
don't tell me that.
I'm sorry. Especially the far outside, because horses break from the gate towards daylight. So when you are sandwiched in between horses, you break straight. I almost guarantee you this horse is going to break out. And what does that do? You're the straightest, the quickest way to the finish line is straight. If this horse breaks out a little bit, then it's getting the horse back in. You lost a little bit of ground, and then you're just playing makeup. That's not to say that this horse...
I love it.
Well, that's the thing. Ruben on this horse, that is what makes this horse so interesting to me, is because he's been riding hot and his agent knows what he's doing. And there might be a little bit of buzz about this horse that, we may not know about, but they do. And at 8 to 1, I think it's going to be interesting to watch the tote board on this race as it gets closer to time. I think that'll tell us if this horse is trying to be kept a secret or not, because as far as the works go, there's nothing that really jumps out at you too much. There's no bullets. On October 20th, 50 and 2 from the gate. When you're working a horse out of the gate, especially a horse that hasn't started yet, you want him to work quickly. That's not a very quick work at all. So you kind of wonder about that. And like the number 2, Johnny Oil, you look at his works here from the gate, and he's had a couple bullets, 48 and 2 back at Monmouth in late September, at Parx November 20th, 101 raising from the gate. So he's had some pretty sharp works. So if you're looking at a work angle, the number 2 looks like a better shot as far as flashing something in the morning, but I mean, you just never know. And
the 3 at Monmouth, they don't handle whips.
Yeah. They can in the mornings. But the Tequila Made Me Do It. That horse, I think, is really vulnerable in this spot. You look at the numbers and but like you guys said, if it was that easy, then there wouldn't be this big of a carryover with the race like this to close it out. There's no way it's that easy. And like Chris had said earlier, this horse likes to get beat. I think he does at least too. So
but you wouldn't throw him on your ticket at all, though?
I would.
Yeah.
I would like, so I had one single, and I'm hoping there's some scratches so I can have 2 singles, and that way I could take all in this race. I want to keep the ticket under $100, and I want to be able to take all here. But then that goes back, AJ, to what you were saying at the beginning. Do you spread more so you're still alive, and then at the end dwindle down? Because I have that issue of picking all in races like this, but I toss out a lot that I might like a little bit early on, and then I'm done. first leg, but then I've got everything else, and so I'd like to see how the scratches play out tomorrow because I want
to. We're not going to see 9 horses in this race tomorrow. I guarantee.
No, there's no way. Not at all. But I think that the 7 looks all right too. I mean, you're right about the turf thing, but obviously this horse is at least had a lot of experience. Well, but 12-0, and then the 8's 13-0, and the 3's 13-0. So.
Yeah, a lot of
in this race though, like
double digits.
Feels like
you can make a case for every horse in this race.
You could. Yeah. Like I think one of your horses, I think it was the 7, had like that huge drop in class, or not a huge drop in class, but a
drop, and that's a big difference between the 10 because all of these horses in this race are $10,000 true and true. You know, at least the 7 has been facing a little bit steeper.
Right.
And maybe that'll help out.
Hasn't been running at Naira, AJ. You know, you're
just saying.
And there's no Carol in this race, so you can't play your favorite jockey.
Well, Carol's only been in one race in the sequence, and it's been very disappointing.
That's an agent. That's an agent thing.
I know. What are we doing?
Agents got to hit the barns early. Right?
There's no reason she shouldn't be in every race.
It's quality, not quantity. There's a good reason she's not running this race, probably.
Well, this race is.
She lives, AJ. If you ever come to meet me, come down here to Delaware. She lives about 50 minutes away.
I would. Okay, so there's a big flaw in that plan. I would never come to see you in person because I just don't like you that much. But I would come to see Carol if I had the opportunity.
You know what? We could make a road trip. Go up and see Samantha at Monmouth in the summer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was up there at the Haskell. That I really. It's such an old school track.
Until they get whips, I don't know if I can ever want to go there.
I think that it's going to be back next year.
I hope so.
I think so.
I really hope so because it puts a big spin on everything you handicap. No matter what track it is, when you see a horse come from Monmouth into anywhere you're betting, all of a sudden you kind of really don't know.
And we see that a lot with what we do here on Off the Rail, whether
especially here
it's Laurel or Delaware or here. Well, this horse is coming off of Monmouth. How do you play it? Like,
is a win really even a bigger deal because they were never asked, or is a loss not a big deal because they were never asked? Is a win
and there's not enough data?
No one else. Yeah,
there's not enough data to figure out a good. Okay,
it's sort of big loop in everything. Yeah.
So we totally cut you off. Who else do you have here?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I told you if I can find 2 singles in the sequence, I'll go all this race.
Okay.
And I found 1 single for sure. I'm gonna wait and see what changes come out tomorrow. Okay. Then I would do all in this race.
So when Sarah, who is she does everything for us, puts it out, we'll put a caveat that subject to change. Because what she'll do is she'll put it out tomorrow. Tom's picks, AJ's picks, Samantha's picks, and then we'll put subject to change. But cool. Well,
which is a great call because normally we put out our picks and then it gets like gone off turf and then our picks are still sitting up there.
It takes, it takes someone smarter than us.
That's a good call.
When we had Angel and Aubrey, I think that we had Angel Suarez and Aubrey Green. Yeah, they were on. They were jockeys on our show. They were. I think our first guest actually.
No. Are they?
Maybe one of our first guests, but
they were early.
Yeah, they were. So you're our second. You're a second jockey, or third jockey, as it were. They're down in Fairgrounds now, doing pretty well.
Oh wow, good for them.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, before we head out, we're gonna do as a total triple clown thing. We always like to play games, and this is a quick one, and we'll end it up and we'll let Samantha on her way, even though it is just November 30th or November 31st, so we're still in November, but it is the Christmas season.
Still November, yeah.
31st. I already have I'm a big Christmas dork. For those people who don't know, I love Christmas. haven't watched any Christmas movies yet, but we all know Christmas movies. We all love them or hate them.
Sean gets it, by the way.
We all have our favorites. AJ, Christmas movies. I know you're a big Scrooge, but if
okay,
what
big time Scrooge? Yeah, I hate
what you hate everything. We're talking Christmas movies.
Okay,
what if you were a Christmas movie? Who would you be?
If I have to give one.
Yeah, you're only one person, or you're like
man.
You're like half a man.
I have like my top 2 Christmas movies of all time, and I guess if I had to pick one.
If you say my least favorite movie, I'm popping. I'm going off. I'm leaving.
What if my second favorite one is the one that you like the most?
It probably isn't.
All right. Well, I'll say this. There's 2 Christmas movies that hold head and shoulders above everyone else in the world. The first one would be Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
Which is the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I'll have to give that one a rewatch.
2 would be Die Hard.
I'm going to talk to somebody normal.
Okay.
No comment on either.
There's 2 great.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. It's Chris. Oh, okay. That's anyway. Go on.
It's unique.
Is that like saying Jaws is your favorite 4th of July movie? Which it actually is, but anyway.
Oh my! You're one of those assholes that doesn't think Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if I've ever seen that movie.
Okay, like third would be like Home Alone, but
okay, all right. You know what? That's fine. What about you, Samantha?
Well, are we picking just our favorite now? Because that's what AJ did, right?
Yeah, well, AJ didn't follow the rules.
Okay. If I said I was a Christmas movie, I am Jingle All the Way.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with that one, so I will.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's right. Arnold's in it.
I know Arnold's in it, but I'm not familiar with
Turbo Man. Are you kidding me?
I'm old, so yeah.
God, pick up your phone and just look at Twitter. God.
Yeah, I don't know if my phone gets that on I have a cord on it. Anyway.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Samantha, what about you?
Totally National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
I like it. All right. Solid choices.
That's the best.
That is great. Well, that's good. Better than Jingle All the Way.
Are you shitting me? No, it's not. Oh my God.
It's a classic.
You don't even know what it is.
I'm a bad Santa guy myself.
That's a good one.
Okay,
that is great.
Hold on. Stop the phones. You're gonna tell me you know Bad Santa?
I do. I can probably quote it for you, but
Bob Thornton.
I've already watched it. For this
you
Christmas
don't
season, by the
know Jingle All the Way.
I know it. I don't.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, but that's so much earlier. I mean, Jingle All the Way was way earlier than Bad Santa.
All I know is Bad Santa is
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is the quintessential.
Sinbad.
I used to be a drunk. I'm no longer a drunk. So that was my Christmas movie.
It shouldn't matter, man.
But it's a funny movie.
No, it's nowhere near Jingle All the Way.
Well,
oh my God.
Well, it's three very diverse, three totally different movies. It's great. It's like the whole, triangle.
Wow. Like no, D-Rest. I said Home Alone was like my number 3. So
I'm a traditional guy.
I covered it.
It's a Wonderful Life is classic too. So
I would never watch it again if you paid me.
Well, I would not pay you anything.
Never.
But anything else you have for us, Samantha? Where can people find you? And do you want people to find you? AJ will probably stalk you, but what's your Twitter handle? When's Monmouth open up?
Yeah.
And what do you have
Where
going
do
on?
I find it?
So my Twitter is at Samantha G Perry.
Okay.
That's where I post my racing pics, or if there's just tracks that I kind of watch, or there are horses I'm familiar with in the Walsh Barn, or I've got a lot of friends in the industry still. They give me tips. And I like to do some marketing things, like kind of make things fun for racing. Like I posted on Twitter over the weekend, Dal Stewart had a horse named Ben Diesel. Mm-hmm. And I had taken Vin Diesel's body and put Ben Diesel's horse head on it. Yeah, I did it like a Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
Just things to just get people in popular culture into racing.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd watch that.
So in Monmouth, we start back May 7th this year. So Kentucky Derby weekend, we start back, and I'm just gonna be doing some freelance stuff in the meantime, going down to Remington for the Springboard Mile, gonna help them out for that December 17th. So maybe we'll have to do a Springboard Mile. Do you like that?
That's awesome. Yeah. If you were a better person on Twitter, AJ, you would have seen that when it went out on Saturday.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person.
I know. Wow. So you are very, very busy. Cool. Well, and let us know if you get any inside info on that Monmouth whip roll thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean that's the difference between me losing all my money at Monmouth or not putting any money on Monmouth at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's fair.
There's a lot of money. A lot of my money is able to be taken by Monmouth as long as I bring that back, and I'm in.
That's a great track. It's
beautiful.
It is a very reminds me. I don't know if you're ever at Atlantic City track, Samantha. It reminds me of that track. It's got the very big wide open concrete. It's old. It's an older track, old school. Second most beautiful paddock next to Delaware Park.
Well, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like it's a track we want to bet. I mean, because it's prime time. It's
got the top jocks. It's got the top horses.
You know, you got the top horses. You got the top everything. But when you take that whip rule out, I think a lot of people are very hesitant to bet on it.
Yeah, and you know they saw it was reflected in their numbers this year as well. So, unfortunately, you know it's out of the track's hands. Right. It's up higher than us. So I hope that we can get it together. And the fixed odds thing is supposed to be coming. So
which I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've you know that's.
But it could run the track out of business.
Well. I disagree because I mean I think when you talk about like when you look at sports handicapping, when you look at someone like if I bet the Packers +4 on a Tuesday and they go off at even money against whoever, the Rams, I mean I think it's something that entices bettors more. And if they don't, I mean I think it just gets more money to the track, honestly, as opposed to. I mean, you're talking about the bettors winning 100%. I mean, that's how often do we win? How often do you win? I don't win very much.
That's why we're doing this at 8:00 on a Tuesday night.
Exactly.
We're not sitting in a booth at the Breeders' Cup.
Which I think too, especially with the way sports gambling has been inflated and everyone's like flocking to. Everyone is used to that. I don't think people are used to betting a horse at 5-1, and then the horse goes off at 3-2. No one's used to that. I think that gets people more involved. So I don't think it hurts them at all. No. I think it helps them. And you get fixed odds in the Derby. You get fixed odds in a lot of things. I mean, it's not. I don't think it hurts them at all. I think it more entices bettors more than anything. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, well, hopefully it's all situated. And of course, if I hear something for anybody else, I'll break it. But let's just hope in the new year they get it sorted out, so everybody will be back joining us.
Let us know first, so so we'll break it.
Okay.
And open invitation we go every Tuesday. So whenever you're free, let me
just
know.
drop
We'd
in
love
like
to-
Chris did. Apparently, he's got no invitation too.
we love to have you on whenever. It's been fun just shooting the breeze with you and also handicapping
Yeah,
with you.
thank you guys so much, and good luck to everybody tomorrow playing Parx. We'll see. We'll see how the single works out for you with CC, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, everybody who joined in, we saw a lot of people in here, and thanks everybody for coming in. And then we have a lot of fun stuff going on the channel. If you guys have not watched DJ and our Triple Clowns Time Machine, Randy and I go back to 1989, and we do a little tribute to Sunday Silence and Easy Goer, and we do our Monday show, our Thursday show. Got some stuff coming out on Wednesdays soon, and AJ's got his football show on Saturdays. So we've got we run the gamut here.
Fridays, but okay.
Thank you. Well, everybody, D-Rest, yes, in Liberty Park. Remember that one too. I'm pretty old too, buddy. But thank you, everybody, and we'll do it again, Samantha. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Everybody, be safe, and let's win this $145,000.
Let's make some money, guys. Let's go.
Let's do it. Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Bye.